All right, my country people, the program where they watch now, see they hot on ITV. And I remember that woman where carry cry come meet us say her husband used knife take cut her forehead, and then we hear from my own side. And just as I promised you, now say I go also try to hear from the husband because there's no smoke without fire. The husband finally come today and also hear from your own side. So make una watch him, and then make una also send your messages, your contribution, your advice to those number where your screen. My name, Naidi Baba. Una good night.
My name na Edi Baba.
My name is Juliana Beatrice from Sokot. I'm a victim of domestic violence. My husband, he beats me when I dey in house, and even now I don't park or not. He still block me for road, beat me, use knife, they cut my eye. So they rush me go hospital, go stitch my eye.
You don't pack your children?
Yes, sir.
And your husband, they beg you to come back?
Yes, he dey beg.
And you don't want to go back?
I don't want to go back.
How do you intend to take care of these children alone?
Honestly, I no go lie for you, no easy. You know, when things happen like this, you go dey confused as a woman being because of all the trauma I don't go through. I know the reason normal again, like normal person.
My name is Joseph.
Joseph. Okay, your wife tell us some stuff about you last week, and here you are. We just want to hear from your own side how the matter been go. Whether waiting your wife tell us not true or not lie. Please just take your time, narrate the story. No put plus, no put minus. Just tell us the whole thing where been happen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, first, I want to just thank God for giving me this opportunity that I can be able to express myself. You know, sometimes some people can judge case by listening to the other side without not listening to the other person. Because everybody that will come to tell you about his own problem, he will try to whip sentiment into it so that it can definitely favor him. I'm standing here, I believe God is here. God knows my heart. I'm not trying to pimp anything to make anything better. I just stay here, make it be the way it's supposed to be. I don't deal with my wife for like 13 years when we married. We dey marry together, we dey manage because we dey get conflict. At the early stage of our marriage, we need to get understanding of like for 2 years of ways that certain times she have a running mouth. I'm sorry. If I say my wife is not a good woman, I lied. If I say she shall not be supportive, I lied. If I say she doesn't fear God, I lied. If I say she's not creativity, I lied. I can't take all those qualities away from her, even based on what really happened. There's nothing like being honest. So let me go back to what I'm saying the other time. So when we started this relationship, we didn't balance our acquaintanceship very well. So we cannot manage it. So I know she came from a different background and I came from also a different background. We have this backflip that when we have a child, when we're having after 2 years, that she have this strong running mouth sometimes. And because I'm also new into the system. If I say I've never hit her, I lie. I've once hit her, but not as serious. We fought together. There is bite. She hit me. She broke my head, and since then I promised I have to start learning how to leave the things the way it is. So since then I promised them. She went to their parent. I went to the parent. I begged. I say this thing will not repeat himself again. The child should pay fine. I do the rightful thing based on culture, and I did it. So she came back. Even when she was there with her mother, she's having this backflip, quarreling with her mother. Even when she's staying with her mother, I buy things. She have to cook her own food. I have to buy gas for her. I have to do everything. She have to buy her own bucket. I have to buy things for her. Even living in their father's house, buying things, giving her to use because so that she won't have that quarrel with her mother. At times can go, so at times goes on. We came back. We stay for long. We always have this quarrel up and down, going back and front. The certain time that we have this, I don't know what I should tell you people, but I'm just here to say exactly what I know. We have this quarrel when one of my daughter, she's pregnant, one of my daughter. So I was trying to go work, an argument started. And I wanted to go out, she refused, but I wanted to run away from her. So I pushed her. She was pregnant. I pushed her. It's not that I hit her, I pushed her to run away from the door. And when we were quarreling, because a neighbor come in, the first time that we quarreled, it was when we were quarreling, a neighbor come in to separate us. That's when, in the room, that was when, maybe because she's wearing a skimpy cloth and her breast was outside. Yes, I feel embarrassed. I'm not proud of myself to say that I'm a good person. I'm not saying I'm a perfect person, but I'm working very hard to see how I can be a better person. But what really happened at that particular time, so when I pushed her, I decided to run away because I want to go to work. She now accused me that I hit her with when she was pregnant. And to be sincere, God knows the truth that I didn't hit her. But that one happened again when, till this one that recently happened. I definitely be having this experience with my wife for quite a long time. Do you know that I'm a man? There's some things that I don't want to say. I don't want to say it because it will bring too much of problem in the whole situation, and it's going to affect my children in the future. Because social media, everything doesn't hide themselves. No, the reason why I've been patient with things because I understand the gravity of what is going to affect my children in the future, and that's why I can't just run my mouth. I'm a man. I can't just say things the way it is. I'm sorry, people. I think when we come to negotiation, I'll say it. But in the camera, there's some things I don't want to say.
About you or your wife?
About my wife. Okay. That I don't want to say. Because saying it is going to affect my children. I think I want to keep that as private. But I've been managing this thing for more than a year. For more than a year, there's this...
Okay, have you ever catch your wife with another man before? Like your wife, they follow men?
That's infidelity. The only thing I can tell you, sometimes my wife 2 days I will not see my wife. Some day a day. Sometimes I will tell my older son that you're not going to school. Stay at home to take care of your younger sister. This thing has been happening like 2 years now. I've been managing it. A year have 365 days. In that 365 days, if I'm going to make my own estimate, I wish I won't say it on camera. I wish I won't say it on camera. But the truth have to reveal himself. My wife have not slept in my house for 150 times in a year. And so anytime that I wanted to talk, she will raise her voice up. But because I don't want the neighbor to know what is happening, I will calm down. And she now understands that anytime she raises her voice, if I calm down, I will not talk. She now began to use that as an advantage to her. So I will just calm down. Sometimes I will come back from work. My wife will come back. I'll come back maybe 9 o'clock. Sometimes my wife will come back 1 o'clock in the night. I don't think it makes me uncomfortable. Sometimes I will beat my children sleeping. Sometimes she will not come back. And all those things are poisoning me deeply because I don't know who I'm going to share this with. I'm not trying to make her look bad. No. And that's why I say I wish I would not say this in camera. I don't want to I don't want to make her look bad. I wish we can be able to dialogue this so that I can express myself not on camera. But let me just summarize. There's some things, I'm sorry, I don't want to say in camera.
Okay, you don't want to say it on camera.
Yes.
But your wife said it on camera. But however, do you provide for your family? Like, do you provide food, pay your children's school fees, or you allow your wife to do all that alone?
Okay.
Because she also accused you of that.
Thank you very much.
Can you come closer?
Thank you very much. How can I not feed my family for goodness sake, for God's sake? Sometimes in life, when you don't have money to buy gas, and your wife have little money and she buy gas, does that mean that you have never bought gas in your house? When you have beans, you don't have rice, and they wanted to eat rice, and you say manage the beans, does that mean that you are not feeding your family? And sometimes the job comes and go. Sometimes you will not have job at hand.
What kind of job?
I'm a chef. Sometimes I don't have job. Sometimes I will lose my job. If I should lose the job, at that time she may definitely help. That's why I say she's still resourceful. She's helpful.
So sometimes you can stay at home for like 7 months without a job.
Exactly.
And you don't do any other thing.
Thank you. Let me
During
see.
that time, she will be the one to provide for the family.
Not 7 months.
Okay.
Sometimes I will not have job for 3 months. Later, I will now definitely have a job.
Come close, please.
Sometimes I will not have job for 3 months. Later, I will not have a job. And if I have the job, at that particular time, because me, it's not even though she say maybe I don't give her money. I used to buy food stock and because maybe it's not because she doesn't know the secret of market. Me, I know how to get things cheap. So if she go to market, she don't bring things well. But me, if I go, I bring it well. Because she even see the advantage. So I buy things in bulk. Before I buy rice, I will be depositing it little by little. I will now buy the bag. But I know when things happen, people will call you names. People will say that you have not been doing it. If I've not been doing it, can she look like that? Somebody will be attracted to her. If I'm not feeding her, how can she feed me? How can she feed me? If she even give me, when sometimes I lose my job, when she's giving me things, she mock me. So I choose not to even eat the food. I'll even suck sugar and drink because sugar will give me energy. Sometimes 2 days I will not eat. But I don't need to go and shout and tell anybody. I have friends, but I can't tell them. I always keep my things around me.
Which business do you open to your wife, for your wife? Or is she working? Is she a salary earner?
She's not a salary earner.
Which business does she?
She was doing business, she was doing trade, any kind of thing. She can do any kind of hard work. That's why I say she's very domestic. You understand that? She can do anything. She can say today she is an agent. She can, anything that she can be able to make money, to be sincere, in that aspect she's good. I can't take that away from her. Okay. But already I have bills to pay. So sometimes, and if I have that backflip of which I cannot be able to meet up at that particular time, when I have a job, I have debt already. I'll make sure I settle my house rent. I'll make sure I settle the school fees. So that thing will first come first before anything. And sometimes if I don't have the job, even though I wish I would not say things, because I don't want to spoil a lot of things. Because saying it to spoil a lot of things.
Well, with these things you are saying, do you feel like you still need your wife back? Because so far you have been talking so much about her, and it seems it's not someone you want to work with, or someone you want to have it again in your life. So
fine.
All these things she has been doing, you are sucking sugar, if she's giving you food, she will even mock you with the food, all those kind of things. But you still want your wife back.
Thank you.
And before then, I also want to know what really happened this last incident.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, let me leave the past, because I know without the past there will be no today. Without today there will be no future. Because calling the past is as if I'm bringing too much of rain to the whole situation. What really happened is recently the children went for holiday in our parents' house. So I have a job. Then I don't have a job. I started a new job. The children went for holiday. When the children went for holiday, they now at their parent house. So they went for holiday during Easter and Salah. So I did not, so my work take me 3 days out, 3 days in. So I could not come out because the children are on holiday. So I decided to just stay at work, because if I come, there's nobody I'm going to meet. She's also with her parent. So someday I was coming back. I came back, I don't used to come home, but that day I came that week and I saw the room empty. The bed of the children, she only left mattress and wardrobe for me. Pack everything. Take everything, even the small food stuff. Like, pack everything that you know. I'm angry. I did not call her, I did not say anything. And I didn't even see anything. I leave it for 1 week. So her father did not call me. I did not call the father. Because I believe I did not send your daughter away. That's how I feel. That you saw your daughter bringing loads. And you know the children are on holiday. I expect you to say, Oga, did you send your daughter? Did you send my daughter? I did not send her away. She decided to take her load down there. And you didn't tell me anything. So I did not call him for 18 days. The 18 days he decided to call me. He said he wanted to see me. I said, okay, I will come. So before that day, I came from work late. I was late. I came from work and I was around 12, after 12. There is this road that I have to pass before I get to my house. Say those girls, they do runs. She tell me more about those girls. They do runs, they come out in the night. So they sell those clothes for them. So I must pass that door. As I passed that door, I heard my wife's voice. In the room, I stopped. I'm sorry to say, I don't.
In the room or in the road? Or the road?
In the room where those girls, they do runs. Okay. She dey inside the room. And she's not in my house at that time. She was with her parent house. That's 3 weeks. That's almost like 3 weeks. That's on 18 days on my own calculation that I know. So, and I heard her voice. She was talking. And I stopped. She now come out from the room, holding a touch type phone, putting it in my eyes because that was after 12. And I'll say
PM,
AM in the night. And I'll say, where are you? I didn't say anything. I pretend as if I didn't know she's the one. She was peeping it. I said, why are you putting touch in my eye? Did you know me? She said she didn't talk. But I saw her. This is my wife. And now follow her up. I know it's her. I decided to follow her up. I saw a car waiting for her. I saw a car waiting for her.
Come close.
I saw a car waiting for her. She jumped into the car. And I said, let me pretend as if I did not see. Let me just do as if I did not see so that I can even sleep. I slept that night. That was on Friday, on Sunday. That's the job that I'm pursuing. So they now call me for a meeting about the job because it's late.
You mean that night you did not approach her?
I did not talk to her. After I talked to her at that time that she told in church, I saw her running around, going into the car. And I said, let me pretend. Because everything starts from the brain. Let me pretend as if I didn't see her so that I can even sleep first. That day, it was on Sunday again. I was off. I came back around 1:20. They dropped me around 1:20 because I came for the meeting at Nikon. I need to come back late. They dropped me. As I was coming, I need to pass that same route again. That day, before that day, on Saturday, I was at home. I saw her with some bags at hand. We passed each other. We didn't talk. I didn't say anything. But that night on Sunday, that was on Saturday. That's on Sunday night. That was when I was coming. They dropped me. I was passing by. That was around 1:20 in the night. As I'm going around that place, I need to pass that door also. And I heard her voice again, selling those clothes to those girls. They are even doing price. My wife now receive a call. See, she's coming. Don't worry, I'm coming now. Talking to a man.
You went to peep at their room, or
I need to.
Were you passing by, or you just...
That road, you must pass that road before you get to my house.
Okay. Come close.
I must. If I really want to pass that road, it was a lungu. I have to pass that side. It's a road that you have to pass. But coincidentally, that one happened. Coincidentally again, this thing have to happen again at that particular time. I heard her voice. The room, there is light in the room. And to be sincere, let me be sincere. I peep. I saw her. I saw her with my 2 eyes. Changing her clothes. Putting her bra. Putting another clothes. The girls at the inside telling her, you're putting earring. Go out. I was standing like this. I now stand. That was around 1:30 in the night. While she was going out.
Okay, so
That's around 1:30 in the night. And she was going out. At that time, she was eating shawarma. That's around 1:30. And I'll say, where are you going? Please, for goodness sake. 1:30 in the night. To 1:30 to 2. I said, where are you going? Where are you going, please? I beg you. Where are you going? Where did you think you were going at this time of the night? She said she have left my house. I have no business with her. Her father called me. I refused to. I say, your father called me, but I tell me that I'm going for meeting. I cannot be able to make it off. Wait, I have another promise that I'm going to come. Where are you going? She wanted to go between God and mine. As she's passing, I now stopped her with my hand. I said, so you want to go? I'm talking to you. I tapped her in her tummy like this. I said, so you want to go? I'm full of anger and rage. I'm angry. I'm boiling inside me. She began to use her mouth to say all sorts of things. You don't take care of me. You don't give me food. What have you been doing to me? Hapa, what have I been doing to you? If I'm not doing something to you, will somebody be attractive to you? How can I have children? You say I'm not doing anything. For the few times that I lost my job around September last year, and I've not been doing anything, even though when the La ilaha illallah, I don't even know what to say. What pains me is when we started that argument, the only person that I can be able to voice out my voice to is my mother, because I believe my mother can hide my secret to me.
You mean you called your mother at that time?
I called my mother at that time of the night, because my mother always support my wife 110p. Because anything I tell my mother doesn't listen to me. She will say it's my fault, it's my fault, it's my fault. So because of that, let me tell you, because I said that's the only person, maybe I'm depressed. That's the only person I can express myself. And my mother, my mother is not talking to me. She's not even, and I said, okay, fine. Let me hold my things by myself. Maybe it's because I'm always telling her what is happening. I didn't talk to my mother for 8 months. During Easter time, I decided to say I won't do crossover without not talking to my mother. I talked to my mother. We tried to negotiate. I tell her I'm sorry, but because...
Okay, let's come back to the street. During the argument, what now happened?
I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. I'm trying to tell you, I'm going somewhere. So at that time, we now settle. I tell my mother that the reason why I didn't talk to you because you don't listen to me. And if I tell you things, this is upon those all what I'm telling you. This is what. So at that particular time, I now call my mother and say, Mama, you see, if I tell you things, you don't listen. This is my wife now. I saw my wife going out this night. Somebody called her. And she's going out by this time of the night. My mother said, leave her, go inside. She was dragging. She was telling Mama, it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. She was dragging the phone with my hand. This is a bite.
The phone you were using
The phone I'm using to call my mother. This is a bite. She wanted to struggle the phone so that I won't talk to my mother. This is a bite. This is a bite. Out of range and anger, because I've been managing this team for more than a year. So all those all those things that happen that I don't want to talk about it already has gathered himself. There's no way I can share it out. So she was holding my shirt. She was struggling with me. I don't know when I get to my elastic that I can't stretch anymore. I'm not proud to say I hit her. It's shameful, it's disgraceful, it's cowardly, it's stupid for me to hit her. It's not something that I'm proud or I will enjoy doing or because I wanted to be a man. No, it's not a man thing.
You say you hit her with a knife. Do you hit her with a knife?
Just listen to me, please. I beg you.
Go ahead.
I was using my hand. It is my hand I was hitting her. Do you know what pains me to my bone marrow? Even when I was growing up, I've never used anything to fight. Do you know what it means? Do you know what it means to hold a knife and somebody is close to you? In a short range, you use a knife and stab somebody, you kill the person. Do you know the gravity of holding a knife and stamping somebody in his head?
So they use knife.
Why should I use a knife?
What do they use?
It's my hand. Why should I use a knife, for goodness sake? What did I want to gain by using knife?
You pull out the knife.
Why should I, oh God, why should I use a knife, for goodness sake? This is my wife I'm talking about. I'm not talking about my enemy. I've managed her for all those things that is happening. So I don't know what to do. I will use a knife in a short range. The gravity of using a knife in the short range, you put person in a fall, you destroy the score. Even when that injury happened at that night, they called the vigilante. People, there's at the back of that, there's some ashes staying there. They called the vigilante. Vigilante come. They are saying she says, okay, I should take. The blood was coming. They brought water. I said they should wash her face. She will not wash her face. She was doing like this, opening the place with her hand. Say that is what is even going to make the thing look nice, so that people will definitely see. We went out. We went to the King Palace to see how we can be able to solve the problem. Somebody from the King Palace now say, this woman is bleeding because out of anger, I'm not seeing very well. She said, I say, come, let me take you to a pharmacy. She said she's not going. Come, let me take you to the pharmacy. She says she's not going. I was there. I could not sleep. I went and where the vigilante are staying outside. They leave her in the King Palace that she will stay there till the next morning. Around 3 to 4 o'clock in the night, that same girls that used to go out in the night brought her out and called Uber and called Bolt. I'm sorry, let me just go back small. Before I saw my wife, one girl, somebody called her from that room. One of the girls, somebody called her from that room and went out and I escorted her, went and entered a car. Before I came back and my wife was there. Before my wife she was going out eating shawarma at that time. When they called the Bolt, the vigilante was there and I'll tell him that, but I say I want to take her to the hospital. He now tell her that, where are you going? Where are you going? Say the blood is gushing. They want to take her to hospital. She decided to go to the hospital, go to Road Safety Hospital by that Gwarimpa. I didn't see her. I was there till 6 o'clock in the morning because we need to report to the King Palace. I went to the King Palace at that time and I won't meet the King. I knelt down, I apologized to the King and the society that, to be sincere, I acted so disgraceful. My action was bad. I go out of my reign. I should have a little bit patient and control myself. I explained just as I narrated. I summarized. There's some things that I don't want to talk at that time. I summarized some of the things that what really the incident that happened. And the King now said, okay, now how much did you spend? How much did you spend? She said she spent 22,500, something of that nature. But she take from where she is in Gwarimpa, I would say she take the bowl that she take. It was 5,000 naira to road safety. It's like from to road safety. It's 5,000 naira. I say fine. They make the calculation of 27,000 naira. That's what I'm going to pay. They now say, where is the list of the drugs that you're supposed to buy? They say, do you buy drugs? You say no, you didn't buy drugs. Okay. Now what? They should give me the list. Let me go and buy drugs. I went to H-Medis to get those drugs. I spent 2,100 on those drugs. If I should injure you and there's stitches, I use a knife. Will I buy a drugs of 2,100 for goodness sakes? Please. I bought a drugs in H-Medis 2,100. 3 Panadol, 1 pain reliever, 1 antibiotic. She now went at that night. Before I know, she went and used plaster and plastered the whole of her face from here to down. She refused to take the drugs. She allowed the face, because if you don't take the drugs, because I hit you, the face will swell up. She now make it to look as if I've killed. Trying to condemn my action. Yes, I'm not proud of what I did. I didn't say I am right. I'm totally wrong by hitting her. I'm totally automatic. I have no right to hit her. My wife, Juliana, I'm very, very sorry. I apologize deeply from my heart. I know that this is not what you want from your heart. You definitely know. I know angers and friends that are influencing you to act this way. Remember, 5 children is not 5 chickens or 5 cats or 5 dogs. We have a little daughter, but she's just 3 years old. You think me alone can take care of them, or you alone can take care of them? We need those children because society is bad. We need to work together so that we can build those children, because God is going to judge us. I cannot do it alone. I need somebody. I need you. Forgive me. I have changed deeply from my heart. I'm telling you now, I'm a changed person, and I'll prove you wrong, and I'll prove my enemy wrongs, and I'm going to prove those that says that I cannot change. God have given me another opportunity, and I believe I'm working very hard. With His help, I'm going to definitely make it up to you. I love you. I don't say I can love anybody again, because I have gone so far. 13 years. It's not 13 weeks. It's not 13 days. Where will I start from? Where will I even start bringing another somebody? Who will take care of those children? How can I start a life? I've sold so much in these 13 years. I can't just let it go like that. Because of this, I manage those things. I don't want to say things, but I'm forced to say it because you brought me here. I wish I shouldn't say it, and that's why I've been managing it around me. I don't want to even tell my friends. You are the one that make my mothers know. Sometimes I don't say you. When you began to tell my mother was blaming. That's one I have to explain myself. I'm not trying to defend myself. I am not a good person. I'm working very hard to be a good person. I'm working very hard to be a good husband. I'm working very hard to be a good father to my children. I'm working very hard to see how I can become a good father to you. Give me a chance. Give me a chance. Give me a chance. And let me prove the world wrong.